welcome to your daily love message from your person. My name's Liz and this is Guided by Angels. And I'm going to bring in 2 decks of cards for this reading today. Before I even start the reading, they give me saliva in the mouth. So I definitely feel they are hungering for you, lusting for you. You know, when the saliva, it's like when your mouth waters when you are hungry and you smell food, or you're thirsty, you need a drink, you know, everything goes dry there. But it's like this need to communicate, this need to be with you, this need to love you. So I definitely feel there's a lot of fantasizing going on, a lot of thinking about you. They're in their head all about you. So let's bring in 2 decks of cards. We used the masculine dark truths yesterday. So today I'm going to bring in the dark truths come to light. And I'm going to bring in the divine masculine gets real oracle. So what do they want to get real with you about? What do they want to share? And if you would like a personal reading with me, you can reach out to me at guidedbyangelsxo@gmail.com. So thank you, angels. What's on their mind today? What's on their mind today? I'm going to take anything I feel is jumping. I still feel there's more cards. There we go. So again, I feel they're going to blurt things out. Eventually, it's all going to come out into the open. You know, it'll all come out in the wash, everything they're doing. Look at this flying out here, okay. So let's see what's going on. So the first card that's coming out, I'm going to do them in the way they came out here, is water. Now, isn't this interesting when I've just spoke about this desire, water? And what I'm also connecting with is we need water to survive. And I feel that what they want you to know is that they need you to survive. Now, obviously, we don't need another person to survive, but the point is you and your twin flame are one. So the reason you can survive without them around is because you already have them there inside of you. You are already one. But what they feel like in their life is that they are struggling to survive without you because you're their water. You're like the air that they breathe, and we need air and water to survive as a human being. So they are feeling this. They're thinking, I need you. You're like water to me. You're like the air that I breathe. I need you in my life. Now, water is also about emotion. So they're feeling very emotional about you. And yesterday we got the message coming through. They just need a little bit of space to process what they're going through because they are feeling emotional. They have been crying about you sometimes and they are feeling all the pressure. So what they're saying today is, I feel so emotional when it comes to you. I feel so emotional when it comes to our relationship. And sometimes they hide all these emotions from everyone else, but as soon as they look into your eyes, they lose it. They lose the plot a little bit. You know, they become vulnerable. They become teary. They lose it. They don't know what to say. Sometimes they get tongue-tied around you because they don't know what to say. So what they're saying is, around you, I'm different than around anybody else. And I feel emotional when it comes to you in our relationship. And that can also be another reason why they pull away. Because it can be very scary for them to be vulnerable in that way. And sometimes they don't want you to see them emotional. They can get embarrassed about it. Or they can feel like it's not manly or womanly. You know, they can feel that way. So my eyes tear up. So again, this is a huge sign about tears, emotion, crying, releasing emotion. And they can sometimes feel that's weakness when it's not at all. When we cry, when we release tears, it's very healing. And our soul smiles when we cry because we're going through a cleansing. When we cry, it's cleansing. So they're saying my eyes tear up, and they're saying ears as well because they may even hear songs or hear things that make them emotional, that make them cry. So I feel music, I'm connected with music where they are listening to music and it's making them very emotional and very teary and hitting them in the feels about you. So they could well be listening to music today and they're getting emotional. So my eyes, and they give me the word ears, it's eyes, but they give me ears as well, tear up. So they may even be having issues with their ears. Someone may have an ear infection, or they may have a feeling like water in the ear because there's water in the ear. You know, when you have a shower and you get water in your ear and, you know, they're doing that with their ears. Or maybe they've been on a flight and they feel like they've got blocked ears. But my eyes tear up and I can't help but cry sometimes because of all the hurtful things I've done. So again, they'll be going over and over and over things that they may regret, things they've done, the way they've treated you, things they've said, going over and over those things. So there's definitely been emotion around the last couple of days because they're feeling very emotional, they're feeling teary. They're saying it's hard for me to show emotions, to show my feelings. But I vow, which means they're making a promise to you, not only to be a better person, but to spend the rest of my life making up for the past and showing you just how much I care about you with my words and my actions. So really what they're saying is I'm going to step up. I'm going to actually promise you today with a vow that I'm going to do what I need to do to be with you, but I'm also going to share my emotions with you and be open and loving with you for the rest of our lives together. So this is also a promise of being together in the future, having those lives together. Now what they're saying as well is, if there is a karmic partner, there's many different cards coming out here because I feel they've got many different things to say. So take the bits of this reading that resonate with you and leave the bits that don't. Now I feel that many of them are sleeping on the sofa right now. And they may be having restless nights because they're falling asleep on the sofa. They may be tired. Maybe they're looking at your photos. Maybe they're up late looking at your social media, especially if they're living with someone else. And I feel that if they are in a karmic situation, they may be choosing to go to bed late to avoid that person, or even to sleep on the sofa. They may even be sleeping on the sofa anyway, but they may just be watching a film or scrolling through the phone, then they fall asleep, and then they wake up and it's like 4 a.m. and they think there's no point going to bed now, so I'll just stay here. But some of them are sleeping on the sofa. And some of them are sleeping on the sofa because they don't want to be in bed with their karmic partner. So if there is a karmic relationship, they don't want to be around that person. And if they are in the same bed as that person, I definitely don't feel there's anything intimate going on. They may well be going to bed later than them to make sure that person is asleep, so there's no chance of having a conversation with them or any intimacy with them. But they're saying, I'm sleeping on the sofa away from the karmic partner and creating as much distance as possible between me and that person in body, because my body and heart are loyal to you. So what they're saying is they are loyal to you, and they actually feel right now, if they're in a karmic situation, like they are cheating on you because they're not able to be with you. So they are just feeling repulsed really by anyone else. And this can also be anyone they are flirting with or around on social media. So what they're saying is, it feels wrong to betray you in any way, including where I lay my head. Sleeping in the maritable bed, or, if they're married, or in the bed if they're living together, it feels wrong. It feels like I'm cheating on you and myself, and that feels so wrong to me now that I have to sleep elsewhere. I really want to be in bed with you by my side where I belong. So they're recognizing they don't want to be in bed with anyone else. They don't even want to be in bed by themselves if they live alone, if they are single. They want to live with you. They want to be with you. They want to share their bed with you. They want to make love to you. They want to wake up next to you. They want to hold hands with you in bed. They want to be with you. And this is what they're realizing. And if they are single, they may be staying up late because they may be stressing out, they may be drinking a bit too much, maybe they're crying, they're looking at social media, they're feeling lonely, and they want to be with you. So take this message out, it resonates with you. And the same flirting. I'm flirting with you because I want you and you excite me. Now, for those of you who are in contact right now, it may be a bit flirty, or it may start becoming a bit flirty because they want you and they get turned on and hot when you're connecting. They can't help it. So they may start to flirt with you. If they've been holding themselves back, they may start flirting with you because they're feeling emotional. And if you're noticing they are flirting with other people, I feel they are stopping doing that if they flirted with other people before. And sometimes they flirt with other people to try and mask the fact that they want you. So don't be surprised if you're at work with them, for example, say you work with them and they seem to flirt with everyone or talk to everyone but ignore you. It's because you're the one they want. They don't care about the people they seem to be around. Okay, it may seem to everyone else like they are a flirty person, but they are actually interested in you. It's the same on social media. If they are liking everyone else's pictures, but they are ignoring your pictures, it's because they're trying to, it's like they're trying to make a point to say, oh, I'm not interested in you, but it's actually the opposite. It's like they're worried that everyone else will notice, or people will notice if they are giving you attention because the connection is so strong with you. So it's like reverse psychology in a way. So they are saying, I want to flirt with you, and I am flirting with you if they are, or they're going to start doing that because they want you so badly. But also see this in reverse as well. See this as if they're not flirting with you, but they're flirting with others. and they're doing everything in their power to not give you their attention, it's because they want to, and they're trying to mask themselves. They're trying to hold themselves back. And it's even more obvious when they do that anyway. But they are letting you know they want to flirt with you because you turn them on and you get them all hot and bothered. I love you, but. So they do love you. However, there is a but, which means they know they've got something to deal with first, or they've got something they need to sort out first. So they're saying, of course I love you. So if you're asking that question today, do they love me? Are they in love with me? They're saying, of course I do. Of course I love you. Of course I'm in love with you. And that will never change. So it will never change. It doesn't matter how long goes by. It doesn't matter where you go, who you're around, what happens. That will never change. With twin flames, the love is always there. It gets stronger, actually. But I have to be free of the past. And I have to be free of the pain and everything else that holds me back first, so we can be together and have a good life together. And so I can love you the right way. I need time to do this right. So there's another reason why they need time. Or they may have pulled back, or they may be processing, because they know they want to be with you the right way. So of course they love you. That never changed. It never stopped. It never will stop. However, if they are in a karmic relationship, or they are needing to get their act together, they know they need to do that first. And you have to give them time to do that. And that's something that you're also learning, to pull back and give the energy to yourself, instead of trying to force it forward, because the timing just may be off, because there needs to be a recovery, a healing. I am in recovery. So recovery is like a time out. It's like a reflection period. It's like when they are processing and going within. It's like they're giving themselves therapy by having that time for themselves. They're saying, I am in recovery from my past behaviour and healing addictions and codependency. And that's also a huge sign, for those of you who are dealing with someone who's perhaps left a karmic situation, but maybe they're not all in with you yet. Maybe they're having time for themselves, and you're wondering why, thinking, is there something wrong? Why aren't they with me? They're in recovery. They're in the transition period between what they had, which was very codependent or toxic, to being free and able to love you the right way. So there's nothing wrong. They just need a little bit of time to find themselves again. They're saying, this is a new beginning for me. And being with you is a new beginning. Whether they are single, coming to you, or whether they are in a relationship, needing to leave that to be with you. It's a new beginning for them. It's a whole new way of being with you, because the relationship with you is something unlike anything they've ever experienced before. So it's a brand new beginning, and they have to be ready for that emotionally and physically and free. And they're saying, this is a new beginning for me. It's time for me to be free of the past, to take back my power, and I'm healing. So for them to take back their power, they need to have this time to process and heal. And they also need to have the opportunity to move towards you without you prompting them to do so. So this is why sometimes if you reach out before they are ready, it just doesn't feel right, or they may block you, or they may not even reply, because they know they have to do it in their own timeline. And as a divine feminine, we do struggle with the waiting, because we get impatient, and that's something we do have to learn on this journey. The masculines are much more patient than the feminines are. And that's why they test the feminine's patience, because we get stressed out because we want it now. We can see how wonderful and beautiful and magical the life together can be, and we want it now. And we forget sometimes we're learning too. For some of you, there is an age gap, okay? And it doesn't matter whether it's an actual physical age gap, or it's a spiritual age gap, a mental age gap, which means you are more mature and you understand things more than them. Perhaps you think they are acting a bit naive or childish, and they are saying, I don't really understand why you want me. And this is their insecurity. So it's nothing really to do with an age gap at all. It's more that they feel insecure because they look at you and you're everything they've ever wanted. And this blocks their throat because they don't know how to communicate. They may feel tongue-tied around you. They may feel childish around you because they feel like a kid again. You make them feel like a teenager at school with a crush, with all these feelings and emotions. So they say, I don't really understand why you want me, as you're so inspiring and so wonderful and so sexy. You could have anyone you want, so why me? So this is another sign that they see you as out of their league. They see you as someone who is too good for them. They think, oh no, you'll never want me. Or there may be someone out there better for you than me, because look at you. Well, you see them that way too. You know, the twin flames are designed for each other. So, for example, you see your person as everything. Gorgeous, sexy, beautiful, magical, magnificent, inside and outside. Everything about you turns them on, everything about them turns you on. So the way you see them is also, and you may find this hard to believe, but the way they see you. So you may look at them and think, oh my goodness me, you're my complete dream come true. But they see you that way too. So of course they're worried that someone else is going to take that away from them. And that's another reason why sometimes they hold themselves back, because they feel it's risky to be with you. It's risky because if they have you and they love you and want you, someone else may want and love you too. So they're worried that you may not feel fulfilled with them, and that causes a block, and then you may disappear on them. So they're afraid of you disappearing. And they are sleepless in their situation. So whatever their situation is, so remember we've had sleeping on the sofa, now we've got sleepless in my situation. So whatever their situation is, whether they're single, living alone, living with family, living with a karmic partner, whatever they're doing, they are sleepless. They're having sleepless nights. They're not sleeping very well. That can also make them tired, cranky, moody. So remember, you're always being protected if they're in that energy. I'm having sleepless nights, going over and over and over in my head, things in my head to find a solution, to find a way out of my self-made prison. So their self-made prison can be their fear, okay, going over things in their head. Their self-made prison could be a situation they feel trapped in, but they've got themselves into that so they can get themselves out of it. And they need to find that solution. So they're going over and over and over and over things in their head. And it feels like today they're taking it easy and doing things slowly because they're tired from lack of sleep. So they may just not be thinking clearly today. They may not be in the right frame of mind to message you or do anything but flirt, be emotional with you, because they're just tired. And that's sometimes why they need time for themselves. So they're saying, I need to focus on me right now as I'm growing up spiritually and finding myself and becoming someone new. And this is why some of them need time. This is why they're in this transition phase, because they're becoming themselves. They're focusing on themselves. Work, career, maybe health issues, becoming their best version. But no matter what, you're their one. And they're also saying as well that they're worried here that you should move on, because they're saying, I need this time for me. So if you need to move on, I understand. Now, obviously, they don't want you to move on. This is a controversial card because it will trigger your energy. It will trigger your ego. Because they're saying you should move on. It doesn't mean they want you to. What they're saying is, if you can't handle this time, if you're impatient, if you're fed up, if you're tired of the waiting, then you should move on. But you'll always be my one. And really what they're saying is they don't want to make you unhappy. They don't want you to feel like you're waiting. They're saying, I want you to be happy. And right now, I'm not healed enough to give equally to our connection. This is why it's in divine timing. This is why it takes time. I do want you to be happy though, even if that's not with me, which makes me unhappy, by the way. So what they're saying is they're not happy about you if you want to go on a date or if you want to try and be with someone else. They're not happy about that. It makes their skin crawl. It upsets them. It brings tears up. It makes them angry and frustrated. But they also don't want you to be unhappy, feeling like you're waiting, because they need this time to heal and prepare. But what they're saying is, you are my one. If I seem distracted with others or by my physical 3D life, remember this truth. You are my one. You are my forever, and nobody could ever take your place in my heart or in my life. I'm finding my way back to you where I belong. So regardless of the situation, they know they belong with you. So take that on board if you're thinking about, I'm going to move on, I'm going to date someone else, because ultimately that person will be a short-term thing anyway. They won't satisfy or fulfill you the way you want to be satisfied and fulfilled. They may do that short-term, but long-term, you want your person. So they're asking you to let go of doubt today and trust. Trust in us, they're saying to you. Please don't doubt me or my intentions. I may be healing, I may be taking time, I may be making mistakes, I may be finding myself, but I do want us, and I want you to trust in us the way that I do. And hello, so I definitely feel they do want to communicate with you. They are welcoming communication, they want to communicate. So if you reach out to them, even if they don't reply straight away, or they can't be there straight away. They are welcoming this. They want to say hello to you, and they know their home is with you, and they want to welcome that. So they're also doing things to be able to be in their energy, and they're asking you to shine. They're saying, you are radiant to me. You are radiant. Our journey is in divine order. We are on the right path. So the messages here from heaven are very simple. Your journey is in divine order. You are on the right path. If you've seen 717, you're being shown that. You're on the right path to being together because home is with you. Never doubt that. Trust instead. And shine your light because you are radiant to them. Be yourself. They will communicate. They want to say hello. They want a new beginning because you are their one. They may just need a little bit of time. So they're saying, I do love you, but I'm just dealing with this. That's why they're sleepless. That's why they're sleeping on the sofa. And fear that you're going to move on. And you don't want to move on anyway. You can't move on anyway from your person. But what you can move on from is the struggle if they need time for themselves. And if they seem to be spiritually immature, if there is an age gap, let them deal with that because they're in a recovery to become that person, the one that can step up and be there for you. And if they are flirting with you and it's making them emotional and you emotional, then just be in the moment of it. But I feel that if you're flirting with someone, or if they're flirting with someone, you know yourself it doesn't mean anything. The emotion is always there. They feel the emotion because you to them are like water that they need to drink to survive. You are the healing elixir. You're everything to them. You're their home. So have faith in this, love. It's worth waiting for. If I could just give you one card out of this whole reading, it would be this one. Don't doubt. Trust in the connection. Trust in us, your person is saying, because we are on the right path and our journey is in divine order. I hope this helps. Have a great day and I'll see you soon.